guys, today we are going to be talking about how to control the range in both software, Blender and Houdini. Okay, why is that important? Because the range normally controls the contrast between point 0 to 1, and that's how you define, for example, how the noise attribute will look like. Okay, controlling it, right? Here in Blender we have just a plane, okay, a grid, geometry nodes, and then you can bring the noise texture right here. As we learned before in my previous videos, we can turn it on the viewer and the noise so we can see the noise in the viewport, right? And let's say you are gonna use this noise to create mountain on your geometry or something like that. Okay, so basically here you can put, for example, set position and use the noise to create a position on z-axis, something like this, right? Something like this. Okay, but what is the point to control the range? Because right now we have the noise here, but we can't really control the contrast of the range. Okay, so if we scale up, scale down, that's gonna be okay, but we can't control the intensity. And there are different ways of controlling the intensity here in Blender. For example, let's bring this node here. For example, if you use a ramp, color ramp, you can always connect your color ramp here, right? And then now you can control the contrast of your noise, okay? So, but for example, you can never go below this grayish function unless you go to your color and then you kind of dismiss here. That's an option. Okay, that's how you control the range here in Blender. And the other very common way of controlling the range is using what you're gonna see is similar in Houdini, range math, which is a math node that use the range. Okay, so basically now you have from minimum to maximum. Okay, so you can then control the contrast here. Okay, and you can clamp, so this means that you are gonna be fully black, or you're gonna be diminish the grayish until it finish. Or if you don't want to clamp, just if you want to clamp, if you don't want to clamp, turn this off. If you want to clamp, turn this on. But anyway, that's a good way of controlling the contrast. Okay, and if you want to reduce the brightened area, you can reduce it here. Okay, so maximum and minimum. Okay, that's the minimum. You can always bring it up. So from black, the minimum 0 is black, and from more you go up, it's gonna be white. Okay, so and here it's how you are controlling the blending between the minimum and the maximum. Okay, so let's see how it works here. Let's turn it off, this guy. The same idea. Okay, you can go from minimum to maximum. Okay, and you can see the results. If we want to get something similar of what we had before, we just need to clamp these guys. Okay, and we are gonna start to see what's going on. Okay, and if you want to reduce the size of it, we can go and diminish the maximum. Okay, you can go even cranking down, things like that. Okay, it's similar of what you can achieve with color ramp. Okay, the difference is here it's straightforward to flip it. Okay, and in the color ramp, the way you can flip it, it's flipping the colors. Okay, for example, if you have a color ramp here, let's bring a color ramp again. Okay, the only way you can change this guy here is if you flip sides. Okay, that's how you invert the equation. Okay, that's how you invert it. So I think if you learn how to deal with map range, that's easier. Okay, that's how you do this here in Blender. Okay, in Houdini we have a grid, as we saw in the previous version. In the previous video, let's add a noise attribute. Okay, and let's see how it looks like. Turn this to float so we can see black and white. Let's amplify this a little bit more. Okay, so that's our noise. So the way you control this, there are so many different ways in Houdini, but I am learning, and I think the easiest way is using attribute remap. So this is gonna take this attribute here, attribute noise, and it will remap. Okay, so the attribute noise here is, the name is CD. Okay, that's the name of the attribute that is using the color attribute. Okay, so in here we have to choose CD. Now we can control the range. To see the effects, just click here, and now you can control the range like doing this. Okay, and the minimum, the maximum. Okay, and the reason you are seeing like this here is because I amplify the attribute here. Okay, so now you can see this easier here. Let's put it 2 so it gets brighter, and the same idea as we have in Blender, right? To control the contrast and having the same kind of control. That's it. I hope you guys like it. Okay, and if you like it, thumbs up. If you don't like, thumbs down, and consider to subscribe my channel, and also check it out my tools, geometry notes, that you will maybe find something very interesting for you. Okay, till the next video guys, bye bye.